The FTX drama saga continues. We have new updates for you here. Welcome back to OG Crypto and NFTs. My name is Emi. I'm the producer of this channel. Troy is out of office today, so I'm going to be covering the news for you. And these are some pretty juicy headlines. The details are a little bit wild. This does pertain to Sam Bankman-Fried as well as Caroline Ellison. Let's just jump right in. So the NY Times had a really big article that was one of the leading stories that came up. It says, inside the private writings of Caroline Ellison, star witness in the FTX case. Miss Ellison, a top executive in Sam Bankman-Fried's business empire, recorded her thoughts on private Google documents that offer new insight into the collapse of the FTX crypto exchange. So one of the key details that I take away from these findings, yeah, they go over her feelings and how she's unhappy and overwhelmed and how her and Sam Bankman-Fried were going through a breakup, and she was trying to keep things, let's see here, worried about not making it weird and causing drama, and that it doesn't really feel like there's an end in sight. They are continuing to say how she is one of the star witnesses in his trial, which is scheduled for October 2nd. But I think the most interesting detail that has come to light here is that she was getting less money than the other people in similar positions as her, which is super kind of crazy. Here we go. It says it right here. Miss Ellison was compensated far less generously than other top executives at FTX and Alameda, though it's unclear whether she was aware of it. According to court filings, the exchange's founders and other key employees received 3.2 billion with a billion in payments and other loans. That of that total, 6 million went to Miss Ellison, compared with this is ridiculous, 587 million for Mr. Singh, FTX's head of engineering, and 246 million for Mr. Wang, one of the founders. Mr. Bankman-Fried received 2.2 billion himself. Seems like screwing the boss doesn't always work out the way you think it will. So this is pretty wild. I think some of these findings will be really interesting to see how the case plays out. As we get more headlines, we will continue covering this. This just shows that Sam Bankman-Fried was accused of leaking Caroline Ellison's private diary by the US DOJ. So this is kind of crazy. I'm not sure how that would help him. Maybe his lawyers were suggesting that he is able to point some sort of blame at someone else. Not entirely sure, but these findings are pretty wild. And then the last FTX headline that I'm going to be covering is Sam Bankman-Fried's brother planned to buy the island nation of Nauru with FTX funds to build an apocalypse bunker, new lawsuit alleges. This is just absolutely wild. I feel like this is going to be made into a Netflix series, something similar to Fire Island, covering the Fire Fest and how much of a debacle that was. So I'm here for the drama. I'm here for the tea. I can't wait to see what else they're going to be exposing when they're exploring a lot more in this case. Now, when it comes to fraudsters, fudsters, and just straight up thieves, I have more news regarding the couple that were charged with they had 4.5 billion from a crypto heist, and they did take a plea deal. That's another really big news article headline in today's stories, and they could face up to 25 years in prison for charges of money laundering and fraud. This is just wild. Okay, so now this, let me fix the screen for you guys. My borders are all over the place. Now, if you guys have been paying attention, the Federal Reserve's FedNow launch triggers fresh speculation over digital dollar. That did go live as of yesterday. We have shown some charts on exactly how what companies and how those funds will be flowing. Obviously, SBI as well as XRP are heavily involved in that flow chain. So this is kind of interesting. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of pushback from the boomers and a lot of people who are used to paper money as we move towards a CBDC. I don't know which will really be best for the people, but I don't see the innovation and or regulation slowing down in any kind of way. So Yeah, we're just gonna have to see exactly what happens here, but I do find it interesting that the US Federal Reserve denies that the new instant payment service FedNow is in any way tied to the digital asset space. That's kind of a really silly thing to say. I think this is like when they were flooding crypto and trying to say that it was a scam in order to collect more coins themselves. So we'll continue covering these articles as they come up. The rest of my stories today, a couple are surrounding XRP and others are surrounding Bear. I have my dog in today. He's being a little unruly. Surrounding XRP, and some are surrounding some interesting NFT news. So from You Today, we really like You Today because it's very straightforward and doesn't really give a lot of opinions unless it's some sort of expert giving their opinion on a specific industry. XRP poised for boom as Uphold CEO predicts major institutional interest. Personally, I think this is all going to be tied to the FedNow service that is launching. Either way, XRP is the currency that's going to link all currencies. Therefore, its utility and value are going to be just exponential. As more exchanges relist XRP to their options, it's going to be interesting to see how the price fluctuates, which is exactly what my next story here is about. XRP price surges for a fresh bullish catalyst to trigger a move above $1. I did just check that it was at 78 cents. It dropped from its 85-cent high over the last week. So I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on this. If you've been watching our channel for a while, you know we are hugely into XRP. We're definitely part of the XRP army. If you're looking to invest, now is the time. Get some cash in there before it runs away. Yeah, so we're gonna have to kind of see exactly what happens here. But it's kind of interesting that when the landmark ruling was announced, XRP had a 100% gain, and yeah, it's really cool. So we're gonna have to see what happens. Just because the growth is stalling at this current time doesn't really mean anything. The long-term value of this coin is just insane due to its utility. So now I'm gonna be moving into NFT news. So this is kind of wild because we have been talking about how much the NFT market has just been tanking, and things that were once, you know, valued at, you know, 92 to 100 ETH are down to 25 ETH, and just a lot of volatility as far as the price points in the market goes. But this headline here kind of made me giggle. NFT of Jack Dorsey's first tweet, originally purchased for 2.9 million, is worth less than $4 in today's market. So if you are looking to get into NFTs or crypto, make sure you're doing your own research and custody your own coins. Make sure you have all your T's crossed and I's dotted, and yeah, just really pay attention to what you're doing. The actual tweet is really quite boring. It just says, just setting up my Twitter. The fact that they turned this into an NFT is kind of silly. I remember we did cover this when they did do that because it was making such headlines. So in just 2 years, the valued perception of this NFT has significantly changed, with the best offer currently standing at $3.77. I would hate to be the person that paid 2.9 million for that. What an insane loss. So now I'm gonna move on to something a little bit this is a little crazy. We did cover that Melania Trump released an NFT collection. Now they're calling her a space case because one of those NFTs does defy NASA rules. She released like a USA themed collection, and this one talks about the United States putting a man on the moon and how she, you know, thinks their ingenuity and ongoing commitment towards excellence is great, blah, 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 right? But this is an actual NASA photo that she is using in her collection, which technically does break rules. So it's going to be interesting to see if they have any kind of recall on this specific one, if she's going to have any, you know, implements for these actions, or excuse me, implications for these actions. So I'm curious to see if these NFTs are going to continue increasing in value, or if it's just going to bottom out. Who knows when it comes to the Trump family, because their headlines definitely help these things rise and drop in value. So that is our show for today. Thank you so much for joining us. If you enjoy our content, please hit the like button just so we know you are enjoying what we're doing, and also hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss any of our updates. It is a Friday, so the NFT and crypto market is probably going to be showing a bit of a dump for now, but just remember, as Monday comes back around, we should be seeing some price increase and gains. I will be putting up blue chip here pretty shortly, so if you follow that, it will be available for you guys. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on Monday.